I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, I'm going to rapid fire a whole bunch of topics that are in the news here, and it might get a little unwielding, but let's see how it goes here. So, first thing is, saw a bunch of articles here that came out a couple of days ago. It was on Twitter, and the Vancouver Sun picked it up, of course. The old, Vancouver now, during some poll, now has the most expensive real estate prices, affordability prices, some stat in the world. So, for me and for most of you guys, it just should be a big yawn on this. This is the most ridiculous stat that they roll this thing out every year or so about how unaffordable Vancouver is, which it is for sure. We're living in an expensive city. It's one of the most desirable cities in North America to live in, and you're competing against buyers from all over the place. So we're going to have expensive real estate prices. We're not unlike about 50 cities I could name here. Vancouver is not an anomaly in any way. But this stat is deceiving, and they've been rolling this out for a decade or more now. They base it on the cost to buy an average home, cost per square foot, or what it's going to cost to qualify for the mortgage, based on the average income in the city of Vancouver. And yeah, when you look at it that way, I guess, I don't know, I've never really checked them on this, but I guess we're definitely up there. But, they make it sound like Vancouver has the most expensive real estate in the world. And we don't. As a matter of fact, we're probably not even in the top 40 or 50 for as far as price per square foot for what you're getting for your dollar here. We're nowhere near a place like New York or even Brooklyn, Southern California, Los Angeles, San Diego. I could list off about 25 cities in Orange County, Hermosa Beach, Redondo, anything along the West Coast, even pockets of Seattle, Portland, especially when you factor in the US dollar, are far more expensive than Vancouver is. Vancouver is no bargain, but I can tell you, if you had a look at what prices are in a city like New York compared to Vancouver, where you're paying $2 million US for a small apartment and a maintenance fee of $1,400 or $1,500 a month, and property taxes that are threefold what ours are. Our prices pale in comparison to a lot of this. Have a look at the prices of a city like London, what you're getting. If you've seen what the prices are for a condo in Mayfair, they blow our prices out of the water. But I've often said, our prices here decoupled probably 20 years ago from what working wages are in Vancouver. And that is never going to go back. It's that stat that they just keep rolling over and over out, that we're expensive. We're the most expensive city in the world for real estate. But if you read the fine print, it's based on what wages are here, where the average wage, let's say, is for a typical person is probably $55,000 a year. Well, yeah, if you're making $55,000 a year, home ownership in Vancouver is out of the question. You have no hope. It'll take you 25 years to save for the down payment. But you see, Vancouver, again, I've done tons of blogs on this. I've talked about it in my book. We don't work off the fundamentals. Some cities do. You can go to Edmonton or Regina or Boise, Idaho. Those cities, real estate prices would work off the fundamentals, i.e. what a per average wage earner earns. But we decoupled from that a long time ago. I've done lots of blogs on it. It's people it's an equity-driven market. They've been in the market. They've ridden it up. We're competing here not just with local buyers. We're competing for buyers here from all over the world. Other parts of Canada, the United States, of course, many cities that are coming from China, from the Middle East, all over the place. And that's the way all these desirable cities work. Edmonton, for instance, you're not getting a whole lot of competition outside of Alberta if you want to live there. Nothing wrong with Edmonton. But if you want something that works off more fundamentals, those are the type of cities you've got to go to. But they love rolling out this stat that they make it sound like we've got the highest real estate prices anywhere in the world. And we don't. We're not even close. Again, I don't even think we're cracking the top 40 cities in the world yet. Maybe we are, but we're nowhere where London is, or New York, or Paris, or Boston, or San Diego, or about 20 cities in California, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Miami. These cities have far more expensive real estate prices than we do here. Couple other things here. Also seeing in here that in the news that the market is showing signs of fatigue and it's slowing down. I've noticed that a little bit. It's still an extremely strong seller's market, but instead of getting, I was involved in four firm deals this week. 2 on the buying side, 2 on the listing side. 3 out of the 4 got into multiple offers. On the listing side, I had a nice detached house out in Tawasin that I ended up with 4 offers on. On the condo side, I had a couple of deals that I was on the buying side. One we had, I was me and 3 other offers. On another one, it was me and 7 other offers. So sure, maybe back in February or March, there would have been a few more offers in there. Yeah. And I think eventually, you know, markets like this always take a bit of a breather. They're not going to last forever. But make no mistakes, as I was seeing a couple of articles here on Twitter, and a guy in Toronto that was talking about their market, they were saying that maybe some early fatigue, buyer fatigue is setting in. But again, make no bones about it. It is still a strong seller's market here. And as long as interest rates stay low, which I think they're going to for a while, inventory stays low, it's still going to maintain, you know, be a pretty strong market here. Just give you an idea here. As I'm doing this blog, it's May 21st. I don't know if when I'm going to post this might be a couple of weeks from now, but as of May 21st, I just went into a Paragon system here, which is our Realtor system. And I just plugged in there every sale in the last 2 days, condo, townhouse, and detached for Richmond and Vancouver. So there has been, in the last 2 days, 83 sales as of what I'm doing it. There's still a couple more hours left here. But 83 sales. Out of those 83 sales, 50 of the 83 sold over asking price. And this is incorporating everything from a studio apartment at $300K up to a $6 or $7 million West Side detached home. If you break it down to sales under $1 million, under $1 million, out of those 83 sales, 43 were under $1 million. 27 of those sold over asking price. And I can tell you the rest of them sold very close to full ask. So that is still, you know, a very strong seller's market. Still limited inventory, a lot more buyers than there are sellers. Most of these are obviously getting into multiple offers. And I can tell you, even the detached stuff at $3, $4, $5 million, I'm even seeing a lot of those selling over asking, which means that they had multiple offers on those. So pretty strong market here. You know, final thing I'll just summarize it. It's Saturday here, so you know, I wanted to just, you know, one of my motivational things on how, you know, I want people to succeed. That's why I do this blog. And, you know, there's a number of ways, you know, you can succeed. I'll just wrap it up here. You know, take a lot of this stuff you see in the media with a bit of a grain of salt, as I've talked about. One of the best ways that people can improve their lives and get on a better track, I think if somebody said to me, what's the one way, you know, to change your life and get started in a new direction? Well, a couple of things. Drink more water. Try and drink about 10 glasses of water, because most people are sleep deprived and dehydrated, according to my trainer, and I believe it. And the other simple thing is stop watching the news. For the most part, stop watching it. Most of it is negative, most of it is spin, and a lot of it is just clickbait stuff to stir up emotions, mostly anger and envy and that kind of thing. It's mostly negative stuff. Why do you want that stuff in your consciousness? Get rid of that. The other things, you know, buy and hold. Don't try and time markets. Don't look at these articles that, you know, we're the most expensive real estate in the world when we're not, and waiting for some magical time to buy. Save for the down payment, get qualified for the mortgage, buy your principal residence sooner rather than later. It's certainly going to be becoming a lifetime renter, because that will kill you financially. Nothing wrong with renting short term. I always throw that disclosure out there. But if you're going to commit to a city like Vancouver, as desirable as Vancouver is, and it's not going to lose any of its desirability moving forward. As a matter of fact, have a look downtown. It gets better every month. Some of the amenities and restaurants and things that are going on in this city moving forward, and new parks and everything else, are going to be incredible. The city gets better every year. Sure, we've had a little bit of a setback with COVID, just like every city did, but we're getting through that now. But stop timing markets, stop watching the news, work on yourself, focus on you, getting better, getting a side hustle, finding ways to save for the down payment, and stay away from the negative stuff. Pretty simple stuff, easy to follow, but it'll produce results. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.